everyone. My name is Thi Truc Giang. I come from Vietnam. Now I'm a PhD student at the Faculty of Law in University of Pécs. The purpose of my presentation today is the evolution of protecting children in Vietnamese private law. In my presentation today, I cover 2 points. Can you see the second slide of my presentation?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Firstly, protecting children's rights in civil code. After that, we will look at protecting children's rights in marriage and family law. Since the Communist Party won the revolution victory in Vietnam on August 19, 1945, the Socialist Republic of Vietnam was established. Besides politics, economy, social security, the protection of children's rights is also a concern by the authority. In this presentation, I try to examine the provision of protecting children's rights in development of Vietnamese private law from 1945 today. Let's start by looking at the evolution of protecting children's rights in civil code. Until today, there are 3 civil codes in Vietnam: the 1999 Civil Code, the 205 Civil Code, the 2015 Civil Code. In the 1999 Civil Code, children's right to adoption and birth registration are stipulated in Article 40 and Article 50. Notably, the right to have birth registration is emphasized whether children are born in wedlock or out of wedlock. The next regulation is the participation of legal representatives in minor civil transactions are defined in Article 22 and Article 23, and Article 190 stipulate about invalid civil transactions. Accordingly, to ensure children's rights, this code requires the participation of representatives to assist children in conducting civil transactions. In the 205 Civil Code, although there are many amendments, the protection of children's rights is still maintained in this Civil Code. Accordingly, the right to adoption and the birth registration are stipulated in Article 44 and Article 29. In terms of content, the articles do not change compared to provision of the 1995 Civil Code. Accordingly, Article 20 of the 205 Civil Code provides for participation of legal representative of minor age from 6 to under 18 years. Accordingly, depending on the minor age when performing civil transactions, the role of their representative will be different. Like its predecessor, the 2015 Civil Code has provision on child protection. If the provision on the right to adopt children and the right to birth registration are inheritance from previous documents, then the provision on guardianship is a remarkable development. Specifically, it expands the method of determining guardians from 2 cases to 4 cases. Now, let's move on to the evolution of protecting children's rights in Vietnamese marriage and family law. From 1945 today, there are 4 marriage and family codes in Vietnam: the 1959, the 1986, the 2000, the 2015 marriage and family law. And the children's rights are stipulated in this code include the right to be cared for and nurtured, the right to education, the right to have a private property. Now, let's move on to the right to be cared for and nurtured. This is a fundamental right of children which should be recognized in the Marriage and Family Law from 1945 today in Vietnam. However, the recent issued documents are more detailed than previous ones. Specifically, in the 1959 Marriage and Family Law stipulated that parents must love, raise, and educate their children, while the 2014 Marriage and Family Law have had the same regulation as follows. Parents must care for and raise their minor children jointly. Then we will look at the right to education. The 1959 Marriage and Family Law and the 1986 Marriage and Family Law stipulate the right to care, nurture, and legal education in one article, but specifically Article 17 and Article 19. While the 2014 Marriage and Family Law separate these rights into articles. Accordingly, parents raise conditions for their children to live in a warm and harmonious family environment, set a good example for their children in all aspects, closely coordinate with the school, agency, and organization in the education of children. Now let's take a look at the right to have a private property. Article 23 of the 1959 Marriage and Family Law defines children have their property. Article 20 of the 1986 Marriage and Family Law stipulates although children still living with their parents are free to choose occupation, political, social activity, and have their possession. This provision shows that children can have their property even though they still live with their parents. Article 44 of the 2000 Marriage and Family Law defines children have the right to have their property. A children's property includes property inherited, separately given as a gift, income from the child labor, yield, income arise from the child property, and other lawful income. The 2014 Marriage and Family Law inherit the mentioned below article in Article 74. The regulation have solved the question posed by the 1959 and the 1986 Marriage and Family Law in Vietnam, that is, what are the private property of minors? Finally, I would like to finish my presentation by thanking you all for your attention.